Hi guys, FrostFangs here, welcome back once again, of course, to the Paladins video. We're going to be doing some Ying today, just standard healing Ying, because it's actually been a really long time since I've done it on the channel for whatever reason. In the past 6 months, all of my videos on Ying have been like a non-standard sort of thing, or like a damage setup, or just something that isn't normal healing Ying, and you guys have been asking for it, and I think my setups have changed a little bit. They're still definitely mostly the same, because Ying hasn't had any crazy new changes or anything, so they are very close to what they were. I don't really play that much Ying in my off time, but definitely something that is kind of interesting since the last time I made like a normal video on Ying is like the meta choice for her is very different to what it was back then. I think 6 months ago, the thing that you were seeing everybody go for was Life Exchange and then a setup kind of like this. But now whenever I see a Ying, I don't really see her going for this thing and focusing 100% on heals. Instead, I see hybrid Ying all the time, which was a thing you never saw like a year ago. But now you see everybody go for focusing lens and a setup kind of like this. For this video though, I'm not going for that on purpose. I could go for focusing lens and show you a standard setup, but I do want to go for max healing as best as I can. So that means going for Life Exchange. You can argue that maybe going for focusing lens gets your ultimate up more often and dealing more damage and stuff, but for me, and a lot of the time when I'm playing like a Siege or an Onslaught, I will just go for Life Exchange so that I don't have to worry about the damage side of things as much, and I can just focus all my attention on healing my team members. This works much better if you have multiple tanks, so hopefully we have that sort of team comp today, but even if we don't, we should be fine. But I just thought I should point that out because this isn't the standard thing anymore. It's kind of moved over a little bit towards focusing lens. Resonance is definitely still a bit of an off choice because it doesn't really work all that well in a lot of the situations you're going to be playing her in. But yeah, that's pretty much the intro covered. I'm going to be going for Life Exchange and then this setup here with reduction when people destroy our illusions, a bit of extra duration on the illusions, a bit of extra health for them as well, cooldown reduction on the shatter, and also rewind 1, which is just a really nice card to have in a setup level 1 because it throws people off a little bit. Also nearly forgot to mention that another reason why this is a lot less popular than it used to be is because it did get nerfed a decent amount of time ago. It was like 6 months ago or whatever. It's been a while since I played Ying on the channel, but yeah, Life Exchange didn't used to give that 1 second increased cooldown like it does now, so you used to be able to spam your right click more, and I'm pretty sure focusing lens got buffed and so did her weapon. A bunch of changes have happened with Ying and the meta has kind of shifted accordingly, but I'm going to be playing it, I guess, in the older style or the 100% healing style. Also, I'm recording this like 6 or 7 hours after my video yesterday went out, the one with Talus and the cursed thumbnail, and it was quite funny seeing your guys' reactions to that. That was actually official art for Paladin Strike, and it doesn't look too bad. If you see like the full image, it looks fine, but with the way I kind of altered the image for the thumbnail by adding like a ton of contrast and saturation and color and stuff like that, it looks extra creepy and it does look a little bit cursed. I only bring it up because I wasn't sure how it was going to be received. I wasn't sure if you guys were going to laugh at it and click the video and actually watch it or stuff, or if I was going to lose subs because people saw like a creepy face in their sub box. Luckily, it seems like the first one happened because that video was received pretty well, but that is 100% up there somewhere in my top 10 of my favorite thumbnails I put together. We got Siege Bazaar as the map, we got an Ashe, a Terma, Victor, and Anjo, so pretty damn good team comp for what we're going for. Then for the enemy team, we're up against a Xin, a Grover, a Damba, an Inara, and a Tyra. We'll go ahead and grab the setup. Definitely a bunch of people in this game that I played with before. The Anjo, Brizzy, I've definitely played with him. Maybe the Term, maybe the Ashe and the Victor, but I'm not sure about those two. Then a few people on their side as well, but we got Curse Revolver, Burst Mode, Battering Ram, Decimation, Bear Monster, Mother's Grey, Spirits Chosen, Deep Roots, and Yomi. They have a lot of CC. I'm just going to try and stay out of the way and heal for as much as possible, but we are getting a little bit bodied already. There's a right click for whoever that hit. We'll throw another Q out. I'm trying to use them to body block a little bit because we do get some good cooldown reset if they get cleared, so I'm not too bothered if the decoys get killed because, like I said, we get reset. We have so many things that counter tanks and like hard CC that I think we might be kind of screwed, but I'm still going to give it my best effort. Grover is just spamming me a little bit here. There's a right click for the Ashe. Enemy team is just outputting crazy damage, so it's kind of hard for me to keep up and kind of counter their DPS and stuff. We're also a little bit too separated. Like the Ashe and the Victor are staying together, but everybody else is all over the place. Don't know if they're playing together because they did just sync ults. I'm going to go ahead and throw mine out because there's really no reason for me to hold on to it. Not the best time ever to pop it, but I really should just throw it out whenever I can. For whatever reason, like the visual on my right click like isn't showing, or it's like displaying bugged. Half the time, like the little thing that's meant to pop out of it just doesn't pop out, and I can't tell if I'm like getting mid-air inaccuracy or something weird's happening. My right click is like super inconsistent. I can barely see the visual for it. There was one that I was going to throw at the turn, but he just got cleared. We'll throw a Q down. They're just outputting so much here that I feel like even if I'm healing at like a god level, I'm still going to get my team die on me. We'll throw a Q and then keep running. There's a heal for the Victor. Xin pushing up. There's another right click for him. There's a Q. They also have a ton of cauterize, by the way. We're starting off the game and they already have a shit ton. We are literally in round 1. They already have like tier 2 court going on like a bunch of their team. More heals for the turn. Basically what I'm going to have to spend this entire game doing is just staying far away from the enemy team and as close to mine as I can, whilst also, I guess, outputting right clicks in my Q and occasional damage. But we did manage to get the defense successful. Well done, team. I feel like I've been doing fine so far. I haven't got a single death. I've just not been able to really keep up with the damage they're outputting because, like I said, they have a ton of court going already. We do all have ult up other than the Victor, who I think used it right there at the end. I'm just going to save up and try and finish off morale boost because my ultimate's going to be really, really useful here. Not really sure if I should grab Kronos or not. I'm going to throw my ult out really early again just so I can get it on cooldown and start genning it as quick as possible, and this way we can get as much healing out as possible. I'm got a little bit battered there, but I think we're doing okay. Xin is just ulting the Anjo. Nothing I can really do to counter that. He's just going to get bursted. Throw the Q, tried to leave, never mind, dead to the Inara. Props to her for actually dealing decent output there because nobody else was even hitting me. That was all Inara. I'm not even mad that I died there. And Inara dealing good damage. It's the first time ever. But it's Tyra going for the ult. We'll throw a Q over the wall, hit her with a right click. I'm feeling really bad for the Andro mostly on our team because I'm having such a hard time healing him. We'll throw the Q through the Q in, gonna pop the F. I'm dead to the Tyra. I was just trying to dodge the Zin, but I was getting hit from the front and the side there, so I couldn't really juke out of the way. Maybe I could have gone backwards. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the ult just to make sure everybody's nice and full. We did get the objective lost. I hope that we're fine defending it. I'm actually using my right click quite a bit. I'm really only having a hard time like healing the Andro. Everybody else I feel like I'm doing a pretty decent job with, but he's always in such an awkward spot for me to get to, so I feel like I'm letting him down a little bit. But overall, we're not doing too bad. There's a right click for the term. I think I need to just focus on healing whoever hasn't got Cauterize on them, but saying that, they pretty much permanently have it on them, so it's not really something I can do easily. I also really underestimate Ying's damage output. I forgot they changed it, and it's just so decent right now with Ying. You can actually output like a decent amount even without focusing lens. Your drop off isn't that bad, and obviously if you grab focusing lens it's going to be even higher, but even without it I feel like I can actually DPS a decent amount. We'll throw a Q over the wall, get a couple taps on the Zin. He's nearly gone. Damper went ahead and ulted just the Ashe. He's actually still up. There's a right click for him. I think we'll go ahead and pop the ult. A little bit too late to save the Ashe, but maybe we can keep the Andro up. There's a right click for him. Nice. I've actually got a decent amount of ults off already this game. There goes the Victor, dead before I could even heal him. Right click for the Andro. They have so much Cauterize now that it's going to be really, really hard for me to get any sort of substantial numbers through to people. Obviously, I'm still going to try do a little bit of damage as well whenever I can. The Inara is going to come up and I guess slow me. I think I can actually out heal the Inara, to be honest, when she's one-on-one. I mean, I've got two of my decoys down. Victor came in and finished her off, or Andro technically did, and there is the 2-2. They barely even pushed that one. We'll go ahead and get some more morale boost. I don't know what to get next. I feel like damage reduction would be a good choice, but I also kind of want to get Chronos or maybe Nimble. I don't really think it makes sense to get any of these items, obviously, because they have so much Cauterize. I also don't feel like I need Cauterize because we have a decent amount and I'm not really focusing on damage at all. I guess I'll go with Haven. The team's got a decent amount of it. We also have Resilience. I feel like I can pass on Resilience for a little bit because I'm not getting CC too hard. I died to the Zin. I tried to blink away and then got hit by somebody else. We did get kind of bodied there again in that team fight. We got absolutely blasted. Basically, Ashe got walled off really, really early on and then died, and then the Zin came around and I got kind of screwed by that. Just went ahead and popped the ult, but Term died before he can even get there. Andrew tried to dash on, but he was a little bit too slow, so that is the objective lost. Sadly, the amount I'm healing for right now is kind of pitiful whenever they've got Cauterize on them. When they don't have Cauterize, I can fill them up super quick, and my ultimate is still really, really strong, but just my normal heals in team fights are just kind of useless. That on top of the fact that I'm trying to heal like 2 tanks, and it's just really not a fun time for me right now trying to keep everybody alive just because I don't have enough healing output. Guess I'm going to go ahead and pop the ult again. They just have so much damage output. People are getting bursted so quick, even with Term like pulling up his Q and stuff. They just got so much time where they're outputting crazy numbers. Don't know if I've said it just yet, but I definitely have to give the team props. These guys are doing a really decent job so far, and there is the defense successful. Cool, 3-3. My frame rate is all over the place right now. I don't know why. We don't have like a Charlene or a Corvus or anything in this match, like people that usually cause frame rate issues, so I'm not sure why it's kind of all over the place during the fights. Maybe there's just too much going on. I don't know. This game feels hectic. But anyway, here we go into round 4. This Victor's getting blasted. Damber is pushing up. He's going for the ultimate. I'm going to try and blink away. Oh, I'm totally dead. I just tried to right-click the Grover because I thought he was friendly. I really wasn't expecting both of the supports to push up. That kind of threw me off. It seems like Ashe got rid of their Tyra and then Andrew got rid of the Inara, so maybe we're fine because it is just the 2 healers who are still up. That round did not play out like any of the other ones. I'm going to throw my Q there, drop a heal, try and dash back. That didn't really work how I was expecting. I'm 100% dead here too. The Zin, you know, I get complaining about the frame rate. Seems like a BS excuse, but in these team fights, I might even show in the video, it's just all over the place. I'm just going to go ahead and blink back to spawn. What? Now I'm over here. How did it blink me back to spawn? Why did it think I was aiming anywhere near that? What? Why the hell did it blink me back to spawn? I don't know. I was just trying to heal the Ashe. I'm dead to the Zin. He's really the only person who's actually been giving me trouble this game, now that I think about it. Nobody else in this game has really caused me too much trouble, but it seems like we're not doing too bad. I did use my ultimate there. There goes Term. We got some heals to the Andrew. A couple little taps over there. I'm going to blink away, throw a Q up and blink up to that. What? Why does it think I'm... What is even going on? How did I just die? What the fuck was that play? What the hell just happened to my F? Like, I threw a decoy above the objective. I blinked directly onto where I was trying to go, and it blinked me backwards, and then it blinked me in front of the Zin and got me killed. It probably wouldn't have made a difference. It was going to be a loss there either way. They were definitely the better team, but we did put up a really good fight for it, I will say. Although I will say that definitely wasn't the best warm-up match ever, considering I haven't played Ying in ages. That was quite a serious game. Exterius is just saying, who will max heal insane? I think he's trying to predict my video title close, but it's probably not exactly that. As for all the stats though, the Victor did pretty good. I feel like we did decent. 164k definitely isn't a bad stat there, but I feel like it should have been more considering how much they were outputting there and the fact that we had 2 tanks. I should have healed for more than that. Definitely feel like I could have been a weak link, but I don't think I was too far behind. They had an Inara who is kind of a tank and a half for like healing stats and stuff. She kind of counts for 1.5 because of her increased healing and her damage reduction and stuff. Term is just saying here in the chat that the synchronization of this game is trash. 1 second, there's 3 people around me. I'm stunned in fire and then I'm dead and there were none around me. Where did they appear from? Yeah, I can can kind of see where he's coming from, to be honest. Paladins does definitely have some issues at the moment. He was definitely having a bit of a harder time, and he was getting bursted really, really quickly, I think, in comparison to some of the other people there on our side. The Ash did a really good job, props to her, and the Andro shredded. I'm quite impressed by the Andro. I've definitely played with him before, but his stat is even more impressive because I was barely even able to heal him. Not that that was his fault or anything, it was just because of the fact that I was on Ying on that map against that team. I had to position myself kind of awkwardly, so the only time I was really healing the Andro was with the ultimate. So once again, props to the Andro. For their side, Grover did pretty decent, the Damba did decent as well, so did the Anara. Their Tyra did a great job, and so did the Xin. The only person that really giving me trouble was the Xin, and occasionally Anara, but the other three didn't really, pay too much attention to me, to be honest. For game 2, we got King of the Hill, Marauder's Port, went ahead and switched over to default Ying, because it's actually been forever since I've used her normal basic skin. For the team, we got a Willow, a Kinessa, an Andro, and a Ruckus, and for their side, up against an Anara, a Willow, a Furia, an Eevee, and an Amani. So pretty similar setups here, as far as I can tell. Game 1 was definitely a bit of an intense way to start off the video, so hopefully we can slow it down and smooth it out a little bit here for game 2, because it's like 2 AM when I'm recording this video, so I'm a little bit slower than usual. We've also been on the screen now for like 2 minutes. I'm not really sure who hasn't loaded in. It's kind of hard to tell with the borders and stuff. Definitely seems like their Eevee hasn't loaded in, because we were stuck on that menu screen for a little while. We got Flux Generator, Scorn, Cush Revolver, Steady Aim. Never mind, seems like she is here. Have I just crashed? My game just froze. I think I've just crashed. Why is Paladins crashing so much on me recently? I've changed literally nothing, and I know a few other people are having similar issues with Paladins being extra clunky at the moment. I can still read out the talents because it's still on my screen. Treacherous Ground, Scorn, Pyromania, Solar Blessing, and then Wormhole on the Eevee. But I'm going to have to relaunch my Paladins now. I'm just waiting for it to fully crash, because right now it's just frozen on 1 frame. I'll see you in a second. I hate that this happens. It's such a pain in the ass to deal with, but we'll go ahead and relaunch. I'll see you in a sec. Just load it back in. I was getting hit by the Anara. I much prefer this weapon. It's way easier to see where my effects are going. We're actually still alive. Have I got a single death? I have died once, apparently. Okay, good to know. I guess that one isn't mine. Here it is being kind of aggressive. We should be able to take her out pretty easily here. What's she doing? She's just hoping I didn't follow up. Okay, got a couple more shots there on the Anara. Gonna have to dip back. I guess I can go ahead and throw the ult. I much prefer default Ying. Definitely didn't think I'd prefer like a base Ying, considering how good her skins are, but the effects on this one are really, really clear, and that's kind of something I actually value, because the other ones are a little bit too flashy. Hello, Amani. I guess you're trying to hide, but what I was trying to say is with this one I can actually see my effects a lot easier, so I'm actually digging the default one so far as a heal for the Kinessa. I was going to call you Anara then for some reason. There's a right click onto her. We'll finish off our morale boost. Seems like every now and again the connection symbol pops up in the bottom left, and it keeps bouncing between like 50 and 120 ping, so I guess the Paladin servers are still cursed. They were better for a little while, and I guess they've gone back to being kind of meh. Just kind of sat back here throwing out heals and making very casual commentary. We'll go ahead and pop the ult. Willow through a Q. We'll just dodge that. Anara did nearly die. I think there's somebody behind me. I guess it's the Eevee. We can kind of ignore her as long as our ultimate's up and blast her a little bit. I guess she's going in. Or can we finish her off? If I was a little bit more accurate, we would have had her there. Just trying to get as many heals here as I can. I'm actually throwing my Q out to try and block some damage for him as well. He is still sadly gone. We'll throw a Q up and then just blink to it to avoid the Eevee, I guess. I guess she's not even bothering to chase me. We'll get some Chronos. Did just get bodied by the Amani Dragon a couple seconds ago, but we're back. I don't really know where to place myself. I guess we'll blink back over. But yeah, it's probably a safe decision. I'm actually still up. Actually managed to survive. Hello, Amani. There's some shots for you. Oh, we actually just out-damaged an Amani. Honestly, Ying's damage is surprisingly good. If you haven't played Ying as like a semi-DPS or at least like a hybrid, then you really should, give it a go. I tried to blink to avoid the Anara, but that did not work. We'll blink over here and then blink again. Never mind. I ran out of time on it, but I guess we're still fine. There's a right click for the Ruckus. There's a Q. Some little hits here for the Amani. She is gone. Cool. Her drop-off is just really good. They made a couple changes to her weapon a few patches ago, and they really do feel great, and that's definitely a big part why, like I said in the intro, the main way people play Ying at the moment is focusing lens and then kind of going for a hybrid setup, because you do generate ult faster with damage than you do with healing. I don't know why all of us are just kind of camping here. There's a Q for the Ruckus and the right click and stuff, but I am dead too. The Willow got kind of bodied there. Probably shouldn't have gone out in the open. Just went ahead and popped the ult. There's some heals for the Willow. We'll throw the Q over. Seems like a pretty even game so far. I think we do seem to be going back and forth a hell of a lot. We are ahead by a little bit now because we just won that team fight, but it is pretty even. There's a right click for the Willow. There goes the Ying. We'll throw a Q there. Right click for her. That is the Amani Dragon. I don't know how it's hitting me there. The effect doesn't even look like it's touching me, but whatever. We are a goner. I could have maybe used my F and gotten away, but whatever. It doesn't matter. We got rid of the Ying just there, by the way. I think I just hit her and she fell off the map because I don't think I actually finished her off. I think she had like a bit of health left. Ruckus jumped on the point, got hit with the Amani root. I'm getting a little bit blasted here. I'm just trying to dodge as much damage as I can. There's a right click for the Andro to maybe keep him alive. We'll throw our Q on the point. Right click for the Ruckus. Eevee's going for the ult. I do have my ult up, so we'll go ahead and pop that. Hello, Willow. I guess I'm going to try and fight you. This is definitely a bad idea. I was just going to try and use my blink, but I guess I'm dead. The Amani was also behind me. Probably would have lived there if it wasn't for the two of them. So far, it seems like Kinessa is playing a very passive role, to put it politely. Let's get some hits here on the Ying. She is blinking around. You're not a Ying, by the way. You're an Eevee, and I know you are. I'm just terrible with names. We'll blink again because I had to do the animation twice. I think I reload cancelled myself, but whatever. There is the victory. The FPS dropped there right at the end. Thought my game was going to crash again, but I feel like we did win a couple more team fights, so I guess we do deserve the win. It felt really quick because I was gone for like the first, I guess, 2/10 of a match. But there we go. There are the stats. Don't feel like I did too bad. 71k. I will take it. We beat out the Fury, and I guess that's all that really matters. She had a really tough time there, though. 416 is pretty rough. As for everyone else, the Andrew did a really good job. 19664k. The Willow did really decent. 14972k. The Ruckus, not so much. He did play the points, so props to him for that, but he definitely wasn't doing a crazy good job other than sticking to it. Then the Kinessa did fine. Shoutouts to Milzinator 052. I have no idea how else I'd read out that name. That was Andro, props to him. But then for their side, the Willow did okay. The Amai did pretty good, although she does have a lot of deaths. Her Dragon was annoying as hell. The Inara did pretty decent. The Eevee not so much. And then the Furia not so much. I think we do deserve the win there. But yeah, there we go. That was Max Healing Ying, or Life Exchange Ying, whatever you want to call it. Been a bit of an all over the place video, a bit janky, but I guess it did turn out fine. I enjoyed myself, which is probably what matters the most. I hope it's been fun to watch. Of course, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you want to see me do next. I'll see you guys all very, very soon. And as always, stay frosty.